It's holiday season where we're all consumed with holiday prep. It's also time to think beyond holiday cheer and consider year-end tax strategies. Will you be able to claim every possible tax break? With the end of 2025 in sight, there are still actions you can take to lower your tax bill and maximize benefits. If you're one of the nearly 164 million filers in the US, this applies to you. With us is Alison Flores, Director of the Tax Institute at H&R Block. Good morning, Allison. How are you?
Good morning, James. I'm great. Good to see you today.
Good to see you. Now, what documents should you start to organize?
Absolutely. So the first thing I recommend we organize is our own checklist. So what you want to do is think back through the year. Do you have multiple jobs, different investments? Did you sell crypto? So make a list of those things you're aware of and then start thinking, where do I get these? That's the first thing you want to do. Next, you want to think about what's new. So this season, tax season 2026 brings a lot of changes to us. So if you worked overtime, if you received tips, if you took out a car loan for a vehicle that was assembled in the United States, you might be eligible for a new deduction. So the second thing we want you to do is think about these things that changed and what else you might need to bring in to your taxes next year. So maybe if you worked overtime, you need to find a pay stub at the end of the year that shows the overtime hours that you worked and the overtime pay. So that type of thing is new. So with that checklist, you may also want to think about talking to your tax preparer. Do I need to bring in anything new or different this year as a way to get ready?
Now, what are some benefits you can take before the end of the year that can help with your taxes?
Absolutely. So some of our most common recommendations are contributing more to your retirement account. So we all know we should be doing that all year. Sometimes you get to the end of the year, maybe you didn't put as much in as you planned to. So contributing to that 401k or IRA is really key. The next thing we want you to do if you itemize your deductions is to think about if you need to make some charitable donations or check on all those things that you itemize, pay your medical bills, that type of thing. Now, if you're self-employed, we take stock of how the year went. Do we have accounts receivable that we need to get on? Do we have bills we can pay to kind of create some deductions against our income? So if you are self-employed, now is a great time just to take stock of where you are, look at your profit and loss, where you are today, see if you need to make changes before the year end.
Why do you think filing taxes is so scary and daunting for some people?
I think there's a couple things going on, and one is the unknown. So, what is going to happen when I put all these different things into my taxes? What's the answer going to be? And the other thing is just not having that energy to get started. So, a couple things we can recommend here is think about how you want to file. Do you want to have someone file your taxes and make an appointment today? We can get that appointment, and then you'll have a date to prepare against. If you're a DIY, what program do you want to use? You can start looking for that now and lock that in. So you have a plan. And I also recommend if you're a DIY filer, book some time on your calendar so you have that as an appointment with yourself and you'll have a deadline to get that done. There are many benefits for filing early, including getting your refund faster, reducing the risk of identity theft, having more time to fix errors or get those extra things in, like we talked about the overtime. If you come in on April 15 and we're like, how much overtime did you have? And you don't know, that's going to be stressful. So we want to avoid that last minute stress with the early start this year.
So, Allison, what are some tax benefits that can no longer be used?
Right. So the big one we're looking at this year is the expiration of green energy credits. So you may have heard that the credits for energy efficient vehicles or electric vehicles expired at the end of September. So if you had purchased one of those vehicles before September, you could still claim it on your taxes. If you've purchased one between now and then, you're no longer eligible. So that's a big deal. The second one is energy efficient credits for your home. So those solar panels or energy efficient windows, that type of thing will expire at the end of this year. So if you still have those projects in flight and can get them purchased and on the books now, you want to do it now. If you wait till next year, you will no longer be able to take advantage of those credits.
Now, how can we get the best refund possible?
That's right. So a lot of that involves that pre-work. So having all your information available, using a reputable preparer like H&R Block, or an online software program that electronically calculates all the entries for you.
Interesting. What is the benefit for filing taxes early?
Right. So the primary one is getting your refund faster. So most Americans are due a refund, and the faster you file your return and it's processed, the quicker you will get your refund. If you were to have a balance due, you can file your return and hold your payment until April 15. So there's really no advantage of waiting to file when you can hold that payment till the deadline. Another big benefit is the reducing the risk of identity theft. So if someone tries to file under your social security number, or maybe tries to file using your children's social security number. So we really don't want that to happen. That's a bad surprise when we find that out when we go to file. So we really want to try to do that. And last, if you're using your refund to make some financial planning choices, I know some of us want to fix the car, some of us want to fund an IRA, some of us want to fund a vacation. You can take those steps earlier in the year.
All right, last but not least, Allison, where can we get more information?
Go to hrblock.com for more information and to make an appointment if you like.
I've been speaking with Alison Flores, Director of the Tax Institute at H&R Block. Allison, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, James.
All right.